Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is Game Week 18 Deadline stream and it's a special one. It is a blank game week. My name is Hafiz and I would like to welcome Azmin to the stream. How are you, brother?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, it's a special week, not only because it's a blank game week, but also because we are kicking off on the Thursday night. Which is a very rare, kicking off a game week on a Thursday night, and it isn't even Christmas yet. So yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, I think it's a special one. It's not normal Friday night deadline or even Saturday. It's actually Thursday night. And it's a rare one, but the show must goes on. And it is spot one because Game Week 18 will only feature 9 matches. And we all already know that Brentford and Man City will miss this one because the involvement of Man City in the Club World Cup. And that's another competition for Man City. Our focus now is definitely on the 9 matches that we are going to target. All right. But before we jump in straight into the Game Week 18 fixture and the team news, why not we discuss Min a bit because we do not live during our midweek. We talk about what happened in Game Week 17. Min is I don't know, it's a controversy one, or it could be something that it is uncontrollable by us, FPL players for sure.
Yep.
Is because the Bournemouth and Luton match has been abandoned and will be rearranged or replayed in somewhere in future. I just read out from the FPL side following because why this match has been postponed or abandoned is because following the on-field medical emergency involving Luton Town player Tom Locker. We wish that him speedy recovery, but we know he already released from the hospital. And the Premier League board has decided last Saturday match, which involved Bournemouth and also Luton fixture, will be replayed in full. Although the matches ended somewhere in 65 minutes or something like that, but it will play all over again. Even though the result is 1-1, maybe the likes of Solanke did score, but it will not count. Okay, and Game Week 17 will now be closed officially. Okay, for sure. Just earlier from today, and FPL will update with points achieved by players in the original Game Week 17 fixture voided or removed or wiped. You can call that. And what will happen next is normal auto subs and vice captain rules will apply. So maybe, I mean, what is your first reaction when this outcome come
Frankly
up?
speaking, yeah. So frankly speaking, it is what I expected to should happen, because the chances of them resuming the match during the same week was unlikely, restarting or replaying the whole match entirely, because to be fair, the match was 1-1. So they the theoretically they could have asked the teams and whether to agree to just continue the match, but then at the end of the day it just didn't make sense to continue the match and restart a few days later and only play the last 30 minutes. I mean, not to me lah, it didn't make sense. So for me, this resolution is the best outcome. I myself have had two. I know everyone's so much noise about Solanke. I felt a bit left out because I had two Bournemouth players, the non-popular ones in Semenyo and Kluivert, who both gave me 3 points in total. And without them, I lost ranking because I didn't have any one in the sub bench to replace them. Yeah,
Understand?
so I did actually lose out, but in the end, it felt that was the only logical resolution for it, because you can't count the points if you're going to have a replay in the future, because then that means they played an additional match, so you
Yeah.
got points coming from an additional match that doesn't count where the league scoring is concerned. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is the right way to go.
I think I also agree with Azmin when we heard that this match abandoned. I think we need to treat this it's like a match has been postponed. It's like a long time ago when during a winter time like this, suddenly because of snow or other incident, they have to postpone the match,
Yep.
and it will not count whatever points there. And in future, you have to pick those players again if there is any double game week happen. So only at that juncture your points will count. So you have to treat in that set. But it's not the same case of
Yeah.
I mentioned in terms of winter or snow incident, but it is almost the same because it's been abandoned, and you have to replace somewhere in future. And if you have Solanke points, maybe other players point also, you won't get that. So if you want, when Bournemouth and Luton match be rearranged somewhere in game week 20 plus, then you have to get those players again in that week. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
from
I know. There's a lot of noise about a lot of people unhappy. No, sorry. I know
yes,
there's a
yes,
lot of people unhappy because the ones who took hits to get Solanke in, but you can't help that. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But you
unfortunate.
can't keep
Yes.
complaining about it because we have to continue here.
Yeah. So what happened is some on the losing side, like Azmin, I have Solanke. I did not get that point. You don't have the Cliver and Samuel point. But other than that, could be on the winning side because you're waiting that Solanke player to be actually sub out, and then you can bring in the likes of Palmer, Livramento, whoever that you have bench that actually producing points. So unlucky for me, myself is only Archer, but at least I got that two
Yeah,
points instead of you doesn't get anything, right?
yeah, nothing. So no, it's okay. It's fine. Happens.
Yeah.
That's
All right. We already discussed on that. Let's go to the next one, man. A recent appointment, man, because we know about Steve Cooper has been sacked by Nottingham Forest, and yesterday we know that Nuno Espirito Santo, the ex-Wolves boss, has been appointed as the new Nottingham Forest manager, man. So, what's your first reaction on that?
yeah. Nice. It's it's good to be back. I think he's happy to be back, and I think Nottingham Forest could be the right one for him. And I also think that I do feel that the administration made the right decision to do it now, rather than after the transfer, because of course you'll want the manager to have some say in what players he wants to bring in to quick fix whatever is happening for us. But at the same time, I think we discussed this offline with, in terms of the management of this very bloated squad. So, when it's bloated squad, you have a lot more people who don't play, and that will affect morale. There can be negative in the dressing room, so you need to clean that up a bit. Yeah. So and by doing that now, so he's got a couple of three matches before the break, and then he gets to see how each person is performing. He got enough time to decide and make the hard decisions of which players to send out on loan, which one to stay and fight for a place. But the bottom line is, it does mean that let's stay away from Forest until we see what Nuno is up to.
So that's what I mentioned. Actually, I did hear his first interview with the media yesterday. I was impressed, to be frank, when No actually answered all those questions from the media. It's very calm, very polite, humble to the media, and it was a great interview. But I also want to mention, because he acknowledged Steve Cooper legacy. He mentioned that he wants to continue Cooper legacy. Okay, and he also understand the frustration from fans. He wants Cooper to continue because he was also we remember Wolves being promoted as the championship. He know how hard it is to going up to the Premier League from championship, maintain the Premier League status, and so on, and to maintain that it is not an easy job. And Wolves, I mean, Nuno did mention about that. I think that is something nice to say in terms of appease the fan, okay, to get fan on his on board. And he also mentioned that he already had meetings with his player, Sam Sami, and we did mention offline, he had at least got a couple of players that can actually communicate or convey his playing style to other teammates, because Morgan Gibbs White and Bowley was ex Wolves player before, during that Nuno regime in Wolves, man. So anything you want to touch on that, man? You're on mute.
Yeah, because the problem is, I think a lot of people remember his time because of the where before he left the Premier League, which was a bad spell at Spurs. But we need to go back to when he was at Wolves, where it was back. I did some checking, and he had back to back seventh place finishes before he went to Spurs. So definitely he has the quality. It's just getting the club that's right for him, and I do believe that Forest is the right club for him for to go back into the Premier League.
All right, man. On the hindsight, man, for in terms of FPL, I'm not the liking of Nuno coming in now because he's actually facing Bournemouth. And the thing is, if we want a Bournemouth player to perform, we want the old Forest, not the one that going to be recognized by the new
True.
manager. And there's a possible bounce back from the manager, like Chris Wilder when he got that job for Sheffield United. So that is something that, in terms of FPL, that I feel that maybe Forest could actually get something from this. Okay, we touch a bit on that fixture later, man. Let's take a look, a quick one. Game week 17, how we perform. Uh, we similarly scored somewhere 61, 63 points. The average point was 44 points. And we do actually on the losing side because I have Solanke and he actually blank and Archer come in for 2 points at least. But on your side, Clive Semenyo bench, but nothing right. Mope and Haaland. Is that your players right, mate?
Yeah, what a sad look when I look at it. I got a blank forward line, and because Mope did actually come in as a sub, but got carded, and that's why he ended up on zero. So, but
Oh
credit to
man.
my back line. But only Paul is the issue with Turner injured. But our popular picks of Palmer and Gordon, they carried. Palmer obviously carried it. Imagine if we had captain Palmer, but
Ooh.
but it was all about Salah wanting to demolish uh, Manchester United, which didn't happen. And I think
Oh man.
uh,
Frustrating, right, man?
which one?
In terms of Salah point, I thought we're going to get something right against Manchester United.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I was not. I was skeptical because you remember in the lead up, because
Okay.
Diaz and Darwin had been in poor form, and that's why I ended up with which I made the right decision to not captain Salah, but the person I chose, which was Son, in the end he didn't do anything either. So yeah, I think and I mentioned to you that TA could be potential, and I missed out there. Could have gone for that one and done much better.
I think in terms of your team, man, TA continue to perform, man. Is he under radar or already getting attention from managers, man? What do you think?
At the as game week 17 kind of semi ended during the weekend, um there was a lot of talk about bringing in TA because everyone had funds to spend, but as you get closer to the deadline, people started going off on TA because one thing, Liverpool were poor against Manchester United, and at the same time they are playing against Arsenal, so one of the best defenses, the best defense in the league at the moment. And also they know, they probably score anyway. So then the interest in TA went off, and then there's still a lot of debate with TAA Trippier, and then suddenly the Liverpool uh West Ham game happened, the EFL, yeah, and then suddenly here we go again. Then we look at it, but in the end, I don't think TAA is gonna be that popular in terms of picking him this week anyway. I think they've started to the interest has died off a bit. Yeah, I'd be surprised. I'm not sure. I haven't checked the transfer trends. I
Traffic.
don't know if you have. Yeah, so but he's probably not as popular as he was looking at the start of the week. I think people realize you don't buy just because you have the funds to spare. Yeah.
Now people talk about Trippier and TA. You can slot in because Afosz did tweet that why you want one of them if you can have both because the money is there. So that's what people are thinking right now because we are rich now. So many money in the bank.
Yeah, so definitely, you have the funds. Where are you gonna spend it? Because when you have the likes of Palmer and Gordon there, then wow, you've got a lot of money to spend. Suddenly you're flush.
Yeah. We touch a bit in terms of we both have Poro. I think he's an excellent player for sure because Spurs kept a clean sheet against Forest, right? And he got that 2 bonus point. Another one for you, you got Zinchenko 2 bonus point, man. I only have Gabriel 6 points. So we did mention, you also did mention before this why you actually chose Zinchenko because he's a bonus magnet. So well done on that. I think you missed out on the Aston Villa. Is it clean sheet, right? Aston Villa did not keep a clean sheet against Brentford. Yeah, you only got 2 points. We did mention that Aston Villa moving forward in terms of defense, they are good, especially at the home. But Dubravka is also 7 points there. I miss out on West Ham clean sheet, man. And Arilo did not Fabian got that 7 8 points. I don't know. So easily, Arilo, if he make it in that game, I could easily got that point. I do not have that. So definitely that is one area that I have to concern in this week for sure, man.
Yeah, so the difference with your team ended high is mainly because of Watkins, I guess. Yeah, because we have quite a bit of similarities as well, you know. I have TA instead of Simikas. It's just that, but there's a clean sheet anyway, so yeah, just TA made off with a bit more bonus points. But other than that, yeah,
Mm-mm.
Palmer,
Yeah,
Sun, we have the
yeah,
same
yeah,
four
almost there.
four out of the five, same midfield.
Mm.
Yeah, except that I still had Haaland, who's now
Yeah.
gone.
Okay, later we touch on the team pick. Okay, man.
Oh.
The next one we just talk a bit in terms of festive period because just want to touch Gameweek 18 to 20 because those are the matches they're going to play in the next 7 days period, so called by the end of December or maybe slightly over early January to some extent. So we just want to take a look in terms of teams from Gameweek 18 to 20 in terms of the toughest one and also the easiest one that so people can think of which the team you can target. So this I actually took from the FPS side. They do some slightly different in terms of studying which team that you should target. Look at the
Yep.
average position of Premier League opponents in the next three and average it out, and you can see Burnley and West Ham are facing the top side for the next three games,
Yep.
so-called the toughest one. Because you can see in terms of Burnley, they are facing away Fulham, home to Liverpool is a tough one for sure, and away to Villa, and also on the top three bracket and so on. And Fulham also after that Carabao Cup wins, they're qualified to semi-finals. Some more, they are really on high. I can say that. So Burnley, if you're thinking about playing Taylor this week away, I'm not too sure. That match could easily be around. In terms of West Ham, some people might have Bowen. Some people interest in Kudus because he scored 2 goals right last week. Paqueta assisting 2 or 3 assists right. But the next three is tough on paper. Manchester United home away to Arsenal and home to Brighton, and Brighton especially their attacking side. That's going to be tough. So in terms of Burnley and West Ham, in terms of the next three fixture, it's like a no go. But on the other hand, the top two teams that are having a good fixture or opponent for the next three is Villa, okay, Sheffield United home, away to Manchester United, but home to Burnley. So at least the two promoted side is there, and that's why people talking about Watkins as a replacement of for Darwin, so called, who has been frustrating. Douglas Ray has returned from suspension. You can see that. Pau Torres. People are venturing out into Aston Villa assets. And Chelsea is another one. Wolves away, Crystal Palace at home, and Luton away, another promoted side there. And the likes of Palmer, who has scored 40 points, we mentioned both of them. His traffic is definitely going up after this. What do you think, man?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you. Okay, so it's. Hang on, there's a bit of ada echo sikit.
Lagging.
Hmm.
Maybe can you try not to use your earphone, man? Is it okay?
Hang on,
Uh, I can hear you loud and clear, but maybe there's some lagging on your side.
hang on. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Kejap,
X.
Testing,
Man,
testing. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you. Ah,
Okay, all right, all right. I think it's fine. Okay, so yeah, I love the Chelsea fixtures. It looks great. Wolves away, Crystal Palace home, Luton. It looks, amazing. So it's just a question with Chelsea who because one of the news that we got, obviously Chelsea are now in the semi-finals of the EFL Cup, so we saw that. So one of the biggest things to come out of that Chelsea match is one. Well, there's a couple of things. One is Gusto. Two is Nkunku. So I'm really excited to see Nkunku. Now Nkunku, if he's scheduled to replace Jackson, Jackson, if you remember that Jackson's a youngster. He's still very raw. Nkunku is almost a veteran. He's what, 25 years old, 26? Yeah,
yeah.
but by being there, you can expect me as the leader scorer of the Bundesliga last season. So I think he can really make impact. The only problem now is Pochettino ready to play him from the start, and that is the risk and it's without any information on that, it's hard to take. The thing is, I do expect him to score against Wolves, but the worry is that will he be allowed to play another game a few days later? So that's the risk because with X minutes being really important this period, it feels that the risk is not worth taking. So moving on to Aston Villa. So you have Sheffield United, Manchester United, and then Burnley. So two promoted sides. It's a dream. So you definitely have, if you don't have Watkins, you definitely get on. Whether or not you captain him is a different story, but you definitely should have Aston Villa assets. Of course, Watkins is the safe play. Douglas Lewis, if you want the penalty taker. Yeah, anyone else might be an issue, but get those two in first before you look elsewhere. Uh, West Ham is pretty much an avoid for me because they're kind of a bit all over the place. They're very inconsistent, so you just never know which one's gonna turn up. And they did they did get trashed by Fulham 5-0, was it? Or I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah,
correct. You're
yeah,
correct.
yeah. So it's definitely not wise to go into them. And now they have hard fixtures: Manchester United, Arsenal, and Brighton. Brighton, I'm pretty sure they're still in the top 10. I haven't checked. Yeah. So and finally up there, Burnley. Those who like Charlie Taylor, it's hard. You got Fulham who have gone nuts lately. Then you have Liverpool who this despite having a hard time against Manchester United, they recovered in the EFL Cup, so they should be fine. Then you have Aston Villa. But the good thing about Burnley though is Lyle Foster looks like he's back. He did get a few minutes the other day, so definitely will push some attack, some a bit more quality into Burnley's attack.
Yeah, I think that's but it's definitely Burnley and West Ham is a no go. But if you have Bowen, I'm not too sure in terms of he's definitely a talisman 90 minutes. If
Yeah.
you have other points to put off, maybe you go that first. But I'm not too sure if I want Bowen or keeping him.
So the thing with West Ham is that they can score goals. It's just that what happened against Fulham was totally out of the blue. We didn't expect them to lose so badly and not score goals. So if you have Bowen, you probably still keep him, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. But of course, Arsenal are going to be tough to crack, especially away. Manchester United, to be fair, the defense has been disrupted quite a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah, and then Maguire's still out, but Shaw's back. So
Okay.
M- West Ham can score, just don't expect clean sheets and don't
But
necessarily expect to win.
maybe we touch a bit because we have in terms of moral, we are not sure. I mean, they trashed by Liverpool 5-1, so they might be on a lower moral, right? At home.
Well,
So
I think they shouldn't worry too much about getting trashed by West Ham. They should by Liverpool. I think they should have already got the alarm after they got trashed by Fulham of all teams. So I think that should have been the wake up call for them. This was in game week 16 that they got trashed by
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Fulham. So
mm-hmm.
in game week 17 they dominated
They won
against
against
Wolves.
both. Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's it's very hard. So all I'm saying is that if you already have Bowen or Kudus, there's no reason for you to sell them. It's just that they won't be as consistent as you'd like. But they can score goals even against the likes of Manchester United and Arsenal.
Okay, fair. We touch a bit on Chelsea, man. Other than Palmer, I'm not too sure who to recommend. Unku still, I think he's being managed minute. And talk about Palmer, I won't be surprised. He's actually not starting in one of these games, man. Because we're talking about recovery, we already see that Pochin are not afraid to bench Palmer. I think he against one of the game. Brighton, is it? He actually benched him. And yeah, because he wanted they have the player that could come in. It's not like the winter side. We can still rotate players. Enzo, Casaido, Gallagher is there. People coming in back.
Yeah.
Nkuku, Gusto. So in terms of, I think the first one that if you want to bring in is definitely Palmer. The second
Yep.
one, if you want to go to defense, I can see the only one that maybe interest in terms of price, Colwill. I don't think you want to go Thiago Silva 5 million plus. Gusto 4 million. He could actually rotated. Although Cucurella is out for a while, so still uncertain for me, man. I think Colwill first, Palmer, then Colwill. I'm not sure you want to go goalkeeper Petrovic.
How long is Sanchez out for?
I heard quite a long layoff also, but yeah, Chelsea defense still suspect regardless.
Yeah, okay, but I guess yeah, the thing with Palmer is that you're right because he did start the EFL Cup as well, and I think I'm pretty sure he played the full 90 minutes. I can
Yes,
I'll
yes,
do a quick
that's true.
check on that, but yeah, right, he did play the
Yeah.
full 90
Because
minutes.
he took
So
he took the penalty.
okay, yeah, there you go. So it's clear that he's really important to Pochettino's Chelsea, but the worry is of course the possibility of bench will always be there. But I think that even if he's benched, he will come on unless Chelsea are heavily winning. Yeah. And to be fair against Wolves, it's possible that they may concede. So even if Palmer doesn't start, I can see him coming on.
Yeah. Okay, man. I think we touch a bit in terms of the festive period. We
Yep.
we won't talk about the F1 Asia Cup because we can touch it in future because there's a lot of things that we can discuss in future. Talking about Salah, Sun, how we're going to tackle that. But
Yep.
we focus on Game Week 18 fixture, mate. Who's playing who this week? We start off with Crystal Palace and Brighton going to play tonight, 4 a.m.
Yep.
Malaysian time. Uh, Palace should be on a good mood because they actually are from 2-0 down against Man City away somehow. And getting that result will definitely put a smile on her face for sure. Then on Saturday, or maybe can I say Friday night first, Aston Villa facing Sheffield United at home. Can they continue their winning streak? Sixth time is against Sheffield United, who are actually at the bottom of the league right now. Yep. So on Saturday, we have 5 matches at least. West Ham versus Manchester United at the early kickoff, the lunchtime. And then we have Fulham versus Burnley. All right. Could be that much. Fulham, if you can predict which player is going to take, I don't know, it will be Willian. There's a long list there. You can go from Fulham, and then Luton versus Newcastle. We expect Newcastle to win this on paper, I mean, yeah, but they lost to Chelsea, and Trippier owner could be worried. I don't know, man, because so-called that is the one that actually led to the equalizer, and then penalty shootout, one of the kick. And then we talk about Forest with the new manager coming in. I don't think Bournemouth is a walk in the park coming to that City ground. And then we have Spurs versus Everton. We know Spurs are good attacking, but Everton also in decent form. And then on can I say Saturday midnight? All right, we have Liverpool versus Arsenal before we close off on Sunday. Wolves versus Chelsea. What?
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a fun week. Of course, when you look at Spurs Everton, as we load up and happy to get tons of returns from Pedro and Son, but Everton is a different animal these days, and they are quite strong. Although to be fair, I think they may have lost to Kure. I think. Never mind. We'll check that later. But in terms of other fixtures that stand out to me, obviously a lot of focus is on Aston Villa, Sheffield United. I just think that there's a bit of overestimation in terms of people expecting Aston Villa to trash Sheffield United. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Uh, Even against the other day, they played Chelsea and Chelsea did win 2-0, but it was a hard fought win. If you remember, they lost against Liverpool, but Liverpool had to scrap to get those 3 points. So it's definitely I can say, I expect Aston Villa to win, but it won't be easy. Sheffield's not gonna roll over and die, as they may have been doing before the new manager came in. Um, just Liverpool Arsenal. So this is
Easily
going to be a
the big game of this game lah.
yeah, but I can see this being an open game because obviously neither team are going to you know play deep block kind of system. So it could be a free flowing end to end type of game. And I'm on the Liverpool side after a frustrating Manchester United. They recovered in the EFL Cup where because they did play quite a strong team as well for that. So Salah didn't start, but Darwin did, Gakpo did, Jones did, um, uh, Dominic Soboslai did. So it's still pretty strong there. So that helps Liverpool in the lead up to this, and I think Klopp did that intentionally because he needed that win so that they can move into this match. So it'll be a great match to watch, and unfortunately, I may not be able to watch it. We'll see how we go. So yeah, but yeah, I think is this the right time to mention that we're not going to be streaming the next week?
Uh, maybe we touch it later
Okay, all right.
before we end the stream, right?
Okay, okay.
So
So I just want to quickly mention Wolves Chelsea. I think that's going to be a great matchup, and as Chelsea continue to evolve and see whether or not they will be steady, especially with Nkunku coming back.
yeah, I mean, just wanna give shout out. We're actually on the stream right now. We have Ben Graham, we have Ehan Hussein, Zamzuri, my mate for sure, and SJ. Welcome to the stream. We will
Hello.
touch on the question later. All right.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I mean, it is your show now. We want to know about what the pressure and team news of each of those teams. We start off with Palace versus Brighton, mate. What you have?
So Palace, we saw okay, look at the tweet, and then we know that Eze came off the bench, and in the last match, so he's gonna start. So decision will be made today. It's not that far away, so I think he may well start. I don't see a reason for him to not to. I don't think it's the Reece James type of injury. I think he will start, but of course his minutes will be managed. Ward is out for a while. The other info is that for Dean Henderson, who started in between the posts last week after Johnston was injured, so he should continue to start. How long it's going to be out for? Nothing. But it's just, but they are targeting game week 19 return.
Mm.
So just one, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, nothing for Palace on the Palace side. Edward is also still out. So I just remembering the key people. Edward is not mentioned here, but he is still out as well. So Brighton, if you remember, Veltman who got subbed out in the previous match. So Welbeck also looks like he's not fit to start, but could be on the bench. So we of course Brighton has been a don't know what to do there kind of team. So it's hard to pick anyone from
Yeah.
Brighton at the moment. And we also bearing in mind that the talisman Mitoma is going to AFCON,
Yeah,
Asia
yeah, yeah.
Cup. Yeah, but look, historically, Brighton has just been a problem in terms of selection with RDZ rotating so much. To be fair, now there's no other competitions on, so he may stick with the same team, but the risk is still there.
All right, man. Let's go to the next game, which is maybe more interest because people want to bring in Aston Villa assets. So we want to hear what Emery been saying. So what's the latest news?
So yes, Pau Torres is out. So at the same time, there was um a live stream by Douglas Lewis, and at first, he's just talking
Oh,
normal about football. But there was at one point he got invaded by FPL managers, and then they started asking questions like, is Pau Torres gonna play? Uh, you know, and 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 one key question is not a quick question, a request. There was a request by one FPL manager saying, Douglas Luiz, can you please pass the penalty taking duties to Watkins this round? And
oh
Douglas
my
Luiz
God.
did respond to it and saying, yeah, I trust him. Why not? But at the end of the day, it's not his call to make lah. It's Unai Emery's call. And the thing is, Watkins isn't great at penalties. That's the reality of it, and that's why Douglas Luiz has been taking it and doing really well. So anyway, moving on Sheffield United, fresh from the 2-0 loss. So now he's already gone in that defense mode where he's not really telling you what the team news is. So not much full. Robinson returns from suspension, but we don't know he immediately gets the time up. We don't know because Wilder is still working on that team. Cameron Archer will play, so that's not an issue. So um, he was sold. It wasn't a loan. So yeah. So that's it for Sheffield United.
All right. All right. So when we talk about Aston Villa, you did mention that Paul Torres gonna miss. So I can see in terms of predicted lineup, Landlet will come in. Camera suspended, Jacob Ramsey should come slot in. Other
Yep.
than that, other personnel should be the same people.
There's also Dinia. Will Dinia come back or will Moreno
Moreno.
continue? Moreno had such a great impact when he started last week, but to be fair, before Dinia got suspended, he was doing quite well as well. So it's up in the air as to who starts. I suspect Dinia would come back into the starting lineup. That's my
Yeah.
call.
Yep. All right. Let's go to the next match, man. Which is West Ham versus Manchester United. I do not have any more news for this, but what's the latest news for both teams?
Okay, so West Ham is really just they just came out and got trashed. We do know that Antonio didn't miss that game as well, so he's out as well. And other people who missed out were the center back, Agut. Yeah, so he out as well. So no news other than that. You would expect to see Bowen Kudus. Bearing in mind Kudus will be playing at AFCON. But other than that, everyone else should still the same. The only question for you guys is, of course, Ariola or Fabianski. Given that Fabianski kept a clean sheet against Wolves last game week, and Ariola got trashed in the EFL Cup, so you would think logically Fabianski has a chance to come back. So we'll see. But it doesn't look good for um
Early honor.
Ariola. Yes, yeah, that's right. So okay, so Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes comes back, and to be fair, when you look back at that match, Bruno Fernandes not playing the Liverpool match meant ETH was able to really hold up his defense and and prevent Liverpool from scoring. But now he's back and against a very porous West Ham defense, Bruno Fernandes should do well, and he should do well. I can see that happening. Of course, if as ETH continues to try to get the best out of his team, you know, will Rashford continue to be benched? I think he will. So yeah. Um, but to be fair, he can come in as sub because this is a game where he will come in as the sub if he really doesn't start because it's a chance for him to score and return to form because West Ham are just porous. And I'm going to call it now. I think that Holland, however you pronounce his name is, he's going to get his goal here. He's going to score
Oh,
against West Ham. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I
But
think
just bear in mind that just bear in mind also West Ham are probably a bit tired as well from the Liverpool
yeah.
match. Yeah, and Manchester United were free. So yeah.
All right, that's team news for West Ham and Manchester United. Let's go to the next one. Fulham versus Burnley. Main. This could be a money ball game. People expecting Fulham to have a good out against Burnley.
Yeah. So the main thing, of course, we know that Jimenez is still serving this 3 match ban. So got 2 more matches to go. Uh, well, the first being the AFL Cup. Uh, so there's a question of Willian, why he was substituted in the EFL Cup, but then it's just planned because he's not a young fella like Willian. What is he, 33 or 34? So that minutes will be managed, which is correct, but it is frustrating for those of you who want to look at picking him up because he is the penalty taker when he's on the pitch. Um, Other than that, yeah, that's just those 2 main ones. Reem, of course, is still out, because he plays at the centre back, so he's not going to be around. Which also means that Bessie, who returned for illness for Tuesday, he can start at centre back together with Tosin. So on the Burnley side, yes, as you mentioned, Charlie Taylor's back. So, but will he do anything in this one? We don't know. For me, the most important thing is Foster got half 40 half time came in, so he's definitely a chance to score to start because Burnley need him. That's the reality. They need someone who can score. He's a proven goal scorer. And the good news for where Burnley are concerned is that he won't be going to AFCON, so they've got him. So
Mhm.
yeah.
That's great stuff. I think if you want to go for Willian, he's been substituted, so he could get some minutes here against Burnley. I mean, mentioned about attacking return. Also penalty taker. Another option, Alex Iwobi. I think he should be starting also, and he also can be a potential returning in any competitions for owners. So, but this could be another Fulham clean sheet, man. So why not jump in Leno, right? The goalkeeper for Fulham who has been performing despite we thinking about Fulham conceding goals. So yeah,
I guess is an option for those who've given up on Ariola. So that's the only scenario that you would go for Leno at this stage, lah. Yeah, because transferring
yeah.
goalkeepers are a pain. I should know.
Okay, let's go to the next match, man. Luton versus Newcastle. We know Luton match has been suspended, or abandoned, so called last week. But Newcastle actually had a midweek loss against Chelsea, Carabao Cup. So we just want to know what's the latest news.
So with Luton, as mentioned there, Nakamba still be suspended. But obviously the main thing is that Lockyer is not going to play, so he's out totally. But he's no longer in hospital. That's the good thing. But he's definitely not gonna play
Yep.
this match. But otherwise, other than that, Luton are fine. Newcastle played against Chelsea, so Portman coming in 45 minutes. It's good. It does put uh, the question of who will he come back immediately, and if so, who he will replace? Because we know that Burn is back as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. Uh, on the Anthony Gordon, it's hard to tell, but it does feel like it's a knock per se. It's not something that he. It's not a. There's no specified injury. I think the Eddie House said very sore or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just feel that how he's being his camouflage self again, trying to
It's like
play
the last
play.
statement saying that he might
Yeah,
be he got some knock, but in the end he starts and produces his. So I
yeah.
think we
So
just
my advice is if you have him, keep him, play him,
yeah,
and and
hope the
let's see how we
best.
go.
All right. Next game, Forest versus Bournemouth. We already know Nuno has been appointed as the new boss. Definitely Forest are up for this game, but Bournemouth also in decent run. So what's the latest news?
So yeah, Nuno had his press conference, but he's didn't have much to say. Didn't have much news. Still looking. But the one thing that came out, and this is something we talked about, is that he actually said he's never managed a squad of 30 players. So he's acknowledged that challenge of having to manage all the people who are regulars, those who are subs, or those who don't get to don't get a look in. Obviously not everyone was lucky like Dennis who went off on loan before the first after during the first transfer window, but there's still plenty of others who don't even get a look in because of don't know lah, Forest admin tendency to buy too many players. So yeah, so definitely avoid until we see what Nuno cooks up. On the Bournemouth side, no, no real impact. Um,
Yeah.
Solanke is rested. Who's the Senesi?
See,
He's still on four yellow cards. He's still on.
okay.
He hasn't got his fifth yet. Um, it would have been funny if he got another yellow card during the weekend, and then suddenly tak jadi, and then the yellow card gets rescinded. Damn funny. Yeah, so Senesi should be there for those who have him, but again, if you have him, play him. If you don't, might not be a good idea unless you have enough cover on your bench.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of Forest lineup, this is Nuno first match in charge. We just want to know who's the player that he's going to trust to play him for his side, and interest in terms of goalkeeper Turner, because some of people still have him, and
Yep.
whether Turner going to start. If he starts maybe at 3.9 million right now, this could be another asset that you can get in terms of cheap goalkeeper. Let's go to the next match, man. A big one also. Spurs versus Everton. Both decent form. And
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, Spurs haven't played in a while because they played on Friday. Uh, they opened the game week 17. They opened the proceedings. So we do know that Johnson had a cut, but then it's just a cut, so he should be fine. GLC is back as well, from the looks of it. So, but if as long as Johnson's back, you expect to see Johnson, Richarlison, and Son up front again, with Kulusevski possibly playing behind Richarlison again. Um,
mhm.
so one point is that what's his name? Udogi is suspended. So Udogi is
Okay.
suspended for this match. Yeah. So Everton side, Michaelenko is back, meaning he didn't play last week, so he was back in the tiki, so he can come in back in place of who played in his side. Can't remember. Was it Coleman? No, was it Coleman? Uh, I can't
Peterson, is
remember
it?
who. No, because Patterson played was at right back. So
Okay. All right.
no,
Is
no,
it
because it
Godfrey?
was it was
Godfrey.
no, no, it was McNeil. He played our position.
Okay. All right.
He played as left back. So,
Okay.
but of course, the other problems is that your Brantwaite is still out. No, he's back. Sorry, he's back as well. Brantwaite is back. He was suspended last week, but the biggest impact for Everton is that Doucouré is out. So this for me is quite significant and is going to damage Everton's chances of scoring.
Okay, all right. That's first and Everton for sure. And but we expect Spurs at home are a better side, and we know how Postecoglou set his team, and we expect like the likes of Stan and Richardson could perform in this game. But this could be a tough one because Dyche will definitely plan to set up his team tight, so then they could actually counter to get result because Spurs are playing a high back line. All right, let's go to the next one, Min, which
Yep.
is I do not have Liverpool versus Arsenal. Maybe you just verbalize in terms of what's the latest team news.
Okay, so Liverpool, because as you know, they were the last match to play. They played against West Ham for the EFL Cup, the last football team. So we don't have anything, but we do know that um Gakpo started, Darwin started the match, Diaz was rested, Salah was rested. So um but the thing is they played really well. They were much better. Darwin was much better. Um and the thing is when the thing with Diaz is that he can't interchange, whereas Gakpo can. So Darwin and Gakpo, we saw a lot of interchange play, and in fact, but of course, a better person to do interchange play would be Jota, but then he's injured as well. Yeah, but bottom line is it did look Darwin who was playing on the left flank instead of in front, instead of playing centre forward. He seemed to be much better. Yeah, so he does need someone like Gakpo leading way. The only frustrating thing, especially for Darwin owners, is that Gakpo was subbed off earlier and Darwin played the full 90. So that is a bit of concern as to does that mean is he still gonna get the start? But I liked what I saw. I did watch a few highlights the next
Okay,
day,
right.
and I feel I'm positive. I think it's gonna look good. Of course, we don't have McAllister. The combo of Endo, Jones, and Zoboslai looked really good, so you could see whether or not that will continue. Um, Tsimikas should start, although there is also a question of whether TAA could get pushed straight that pro- into midfield from the
Midfield.
off.
Okay,
Yeah, so
and
so
Gordon
it
playing
is
on the right
actually
back.
possible.
Okay,
Yeah, because I feel that Gomez would do a better job at right back compared to TAA because who I Martinelli might slash him off. Yeah, he might get bullied off by Martinelli. Um, on the Arsenal side, so no, as far as we know, there's been no real changes.
okay.
Um, nothing impacting lah. We know that Tommy Harris is out, so it's just a question of remember that at one point Zinchenko was bench for QWR, but I don't think that's gonna happen for this one. Because the main reason QWR is more for against it seems to be more against physical sides. So Liverpool have Salah on the right there, so he's not exactly a physical. So we'll poised to see a Salah versus Zinchenko on that side of the field.
Ooh, okay, all right. I'm pretty sure Arsenal has a clean, healthy status for their player because Jesus Saka Martinelli could actually start up front for sure, or the guy Rice. It's just a matter of Havertz or Trossard, those kind of thing. But the backline
Yep.
should remain the same. Saliba, Zinchenko, and Ben White, right? Okay, that's Liverpool versus Arsenal. Last but not least, we want to talk about Wolves versus Chelsea. Mate, this match we played on Sunday, and it will be only one game.
Yep. So it looks like Sa is fit. He wasn't fit. Bentley played in goal last couple of matches, but looks like he's fit. The biggest news for Wolves is that Pedro Neto has trained. So which just such a big plus for Wolves, and which means this Wolves versus Chelsea match could be a very explosive match, because on the Chelsea side, they fresh off the win against Newcastle. Of course, it went to penalties, but it looked good. So no serious in terms of injuries. Chelsea beyond those that we already know lah. People like
Yeah,
Reece James,
yeah.
Chilwell, all the people's the long term injuries out. But we do know that Cucurella is out, still out. So looks like Gusto is gonna get his chance to shine, and of course Sanchez is out. So, yeah.
All right, we cover all the team news, man. Let's go see the traffic transfer for this week for game week 80, the blank game week. The top transfer for this game week, I actually snapshot before we came in live stream. Watkins is the number one, the hot property for this week. Everyone's going to get him, and using Highland money for sure, right? Or getting rid of the likes of Darwin. That could be another option that people are jumping in. So Watkins is number one. Uh, is it a surprise when I see here Solanke at number two? Maybe last week. There's a reason for that. This week also still continue to get new owners. 466,000 sees that Solanke could be the one to get this week. But yeah, we just already touched on Forest. New boss coming in. Palmer, 14 points, so no surprise his name is here and continue to pick up points, pick up new owners. I think his price 5.5 million. I still remember his starting price 4.9. So his price keep increasing, creeping up point 0.1 every single time that we hear in terms of price rising. Pedro Porro, yeah, no surprise, 8 points. And Tottenham are attacking. We had Porro and Son continue to get new owners, and then that is the top five transfer for this week. In terms of transfer out, Haaland, we have Alvarez second. No surprise because Man City are blanking this week. The third one, Bomo, he's injured for 12 weeks or more like that. Brentford also blank this week. I think Sanchez because he's injured, so number four. And Darwin Min, traffic 171,000. Believe Darwin time is up. What do you think?
So Darwin, yeah, that's not surprised to see him turn up there. The rest are all injured or absent. Haaland, Mbuemo, Alvarez, and Sanchez. So Darwin's there. On the transfers in, so yeah, so those who still don't have Watkins like me, and those who don't have Solanke like me, but then those who have Palmer who don't have Pedro Porro and Son who are a bit late to get on the bandwagon, so they're coming in now. I just want to come back to a previous conversation we had about spending Haaland cash and the likes of Trippier and
Trend.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. So safely put, they are nowhere in the top. Um, they are nowhere in the top five of the transfers. In fact, they are. Let me just check. Um
Uh-huh.
Trippier is number 7,
Okay.
and
How about?
TA is 13. So much further
Okay.
down. So you can see how
Right.
the interest of them lap. So it does look as though either they spending money for Sun, or they just keeping the money for to bring Haaland back in later when he's fit.
Yeah, for sure. I think we agree this is the bandwagon right now. If you're thinking whether what kids need to come in for into your team for making way for Haaland, making way for Darwin, this is what people are doing right now. So don't hesitate to do it. And there is potentially Watkins as the captaincy pick for this week against Sheffield United, although maybe Azmin do not agree to an extent because there is still an option. But we touch that when we talk about our team. So those are the transfers I made. A bit of bus team scout picks for this week. Just a quick one, Min. Leno in goal. Trippier against Luton Town. Konza, Aston Villa at home. Poro home to Everton. We have Bowen, Min. Regardless of Manchester United match, Bowen still the talisman for West Ham United. You touch if there is any West Ham United, he is the one to get in. We have triple up Aston Villa representative here, Bailey and Watkins, and also Konsa in defense. Salah as sole representing from Liverpool, and no Arsenal rep here. We have San for a combo. We still have Gordon here despite he's a down, and Solanke against away to Forest, man. What do you think?
Okay, so yeah, I mean Konza is the one that's coming out for this week because Pau Torres is out.
And Leno, you mentioned Leno just now, yeah. So totally agreement there, no issues. I just like to point out Bailey as another option for in the Aston Villa side. If you already have Watkins and then you wanted to double up, Bailey becomes a good option. It looks like, previously we kept worried about his minutes that he always got injured, but looks like those are days are past him. So Bailey is good. Solanke, those who bought him in last week still frustrated, definitely won't be selling him this week. They are against Forest, but there's no reason to sell. So they'll want to see some investment returns because at the moment they're frustrated. Trippier continues to make the bus team, despite what we talked about, despite him being at fault for the Chelsea equalizer, and he came in as a sub, got tired, but he's a quality player. It just needs to be managed a bit better in terms of his minutes. So maybe he gets doesn't play full 90 minutes, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about Trippier later because you have him in your team. So you discuss on that. Let's jump
Yep.
to my team first, man. Our team
Yep.
pick for this week. What we gonna do? This is my team. I have 7.8 million. So where those money are coming from, and one free transfer because those money are from Holland for sure. So this is my team for now. Areola in goal. Areola in goal. Will he play? I don't know. We have Poro, Gabriel, and Simikas. I have like Liverpool against Arsenal, and I have those two defense there, Gabriel and Simikas. I have Palmer, Gordon, Saka, Sain, and Salah. It's like a template midfield now. And then I have Solanke and Watkins up front. And on my bench, Archer, Brentford, and Taylor. So you can see why, uh, in terms of defense, beside Poro, Gabriel, I'm still not sure. But Simikas at home against Arsenal, I think that's the one thing that I'll do. But Simikas did start in midweek, right? Carabao Cup, mean.
Yeah.
But Gomez also did start, so I should not worry in terms of minutes. I think I just play him. The thing is,
Yeah,
a
just play.
decision is made whether Gabriel you want to play away to Liverpool. Is there any potential this game going to be a nil-nil like Liverpool Manchester United? I'm not too sure on that. But you can see on my bench, I'm not going to play Taylor over Gabriel, right? There could be another thrashing from Fulham. Brentford away to Spurs. Maybe if you think Spurs could actually spoil this and Everton got a nick 1 year win or something like they can be that stubborn. So can
Yep.
be another potential. But I think Gabriel for now. Another thinking, if let's say I bring any defender, new defender coming in like Newcastle. I remember when I did transfer for Game Week 16, I think that could be a mistake where actually I took out the cells for Poro instead of Brentford over Poro. If not, Lascelles could be in here instead of Brentford. And I could actually play Lascelles over Gabriel, but it is what it is because the
Yep.
thinking and then ensure Lascelles could lose his place or minutes because Botman news coming in soon. But never mind. I think this is my lineup for now. What is my thinking? One free transfer. I did read Big Ben Bakar. Credit to him for writing thread in his Twitter for sure and sharing all the uh, so-called his knowledge and in terms of the expertise when talk about football, FPL. He did mention Arola position. He might not actually coming back because Azmin did mention Fabianski kept that clean sheet. And it's
Yep.
not Areola. Areola against Liverpool in Mid Cup, and he actually conceded 5 goals. So I'm worried about his position. I think that is the position that I need to attend. And Big Man Bakar did mention you don't overthink it. That could be a problem that you need to address anyway. And I believe like 2 weeks back when I'm thinking whether I should take a hit for Dubraka, now maybe I should have take those hits a long time ago. So because I already missed Arula for the past 3 games, so I think that is the move that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna still keep Arola, but I'm taking out Strakosha, and getting in Dubravka at 4.2 million. Never mind, 3.9 last time. 4.2, 0.3 million up. but it's still the one that I feel moving forward is a good one. Newcastle defense is definitely a good one. For the past three games, recently the Braga kept a clean sheet. He already have 14 saves for the past three games. So he's, in terms of save, he's good. So I think he's is a good one. And I just want to shout out Ehsan Hussein did mention about goalkeeper conundrum or dilemma for him. Which goalkeeper for you to buy? I think Dubravka could be the one that the same thing that I'm gonna make. I already made actually this week. Me, what do you think?
Okay. You already made the transfer.
Yeah, I already made that transfer. I didn't got the time to update here.
Because I was going to try go on a spiel and tell you to get Dean Henderson. So
Uh,
it's just that I feel he's such a quality keeper, and but against with Crystal Palace, he's definitely gonna get a lot of saves. So yeah, I just felt that there is the matchups are decent, especially if you are looking to keep Areola and sell Straslaska instead. You don't mind spending a bit more. Yeah, because then you can do some rotation. Because even in game week, for example, game week 19, um Areola plays Manchester. No, sorry, where is he? Areola plays Arsenal. Um, but yeah, that's game week 19. But then at the same time, Dean Anderson plays Chelsea, so it's a tough one either way. But yeah,
and
scratch what
playing
I
Forest
said.
next, right? So it's
Pardon?
still decent. For
Yeah,
Newcastle play Forest next, so I still feel okay.
yeah. Okay, so other than that, yeah. I mean, the
I
thing
think
is,
other
we
than that, maybe we touch about Gabriel Brentford question because they also question from Etri mentioned which one to play, Gabriel or Brentford. I have that dilemma. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, so this is the problem because when you look at it, a lot of our players seem to be playing each other, which is why
Yeah.
the Aston Villa matchup stands out as let's just put our captaincy on that because you got the Liverpool players playing against the Arsenal players. We got the Spurs players playing against a very strong Everton squad. To be fair, there's Newcastle, but then Newcastle, there's doubts and issues lying over it, and most of us probably only have one player or two, maybe to Fafka as well. And then of course you have Palmer, who pretty much most people are joining in the fray. So we could end up not so dissimilar scores. I think that if you were to choose between Brantwaite and Gabriel, I would go for the higher ranked one, which is Gabriel. Uh,
Fair.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just
Yep.
yeah. I mean, we knew this would converge, because we would either have Simikas and Gabriel Saliba, TAA. I mean, in your case, because you only have Gabriel, because there are plenty out there who have Gabriel and
I love.
Saliba, and they're trying to decide who to bench, depending
Yeah.
on who your
Or
clubs are.
actually they make a move, take out one of the Arsenal defense and go to the Villa defense. That's what people do.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because Arsenal's having quite good fixtures moving forward. So if
Yeah.
you wanna, unless you wanna move investment from the defense to an attack and free up one spot of your tree, because Arsenal's fixtures moving forward are, they play
I think I
Crystal
agree.
Palace, they play
Mhm.
Forest, they
Yeah.
play, yeah. So until 22 lah, 23 they play Liverpool, but after
Okay.
mirror back this week's. But between that, it's pretty good matchups.
Yeah. I think I agree with you. So just play the so-called in terms of stat, Gabriel or Arsenal per se are the best better defense, right? So I think we just play him. And you can see my captaincy on Watkins right now, man. I'm not sure in terms of option. Spurs versus Everton at the home, Villa, Sheffield United, and then are you going to go Liverpool versus Arsenal? Salah could be the one actually, right? Because Son has can also have potential disappoint. Watkins, when you trust him, he could actually disappoint. But Salah always there, right?
Yeah. So um
The thing is, Watkins is the obvious logical choice. At home, where Aston Villa do very well against Sheffield, who, although Wilder has improved the team, they still have a long way to go, and they still have that reputation for being bad team as a whole. So that's why Watkins just comes out as the easiest captaincy option compared to everyone else, because Son playing, I mentioned just now, Son plays Everton, who are having a resurgence. Salah plays Arsenal, a top of the league match which could go anywhere. So yeah, it's a lot of problems. Although I toyed with the idea of having Palmer as a possible captain. So you play the last match, and but you know with Jose Sa back, he's going to organize that defense a bit more better. So I ditched that idea. But it's still lingering. But in your case, Watkins, yeah, it's the obvious pick, and no harm going for it.
All right, that's my team, man. Let's go to your team. Will be more interesting because you have the likes of TA, Zichenko, and so on. This is your team. You got two free transfer, I mean. So what have you done?
Firstly at the back, Dubravka, TAA, Pau, Pedro Porro, and Trippier. So Pau I had transferred last week. Looks like he's out as well. So in terms of ignore where the captaincy logo, but at the moment I have Son, Salah, Palmer, and Gordon. So as most of you know, during this live stream, there's also other live streams going on, and apparently there's some heat news about by FPL Focal, one of our regular live streamers,
Yeah, all right.
talking, claiming that Gordon is out. So I'm not sure. I haven't been able to go into detail, but it's definitely something to worry about. Hopefully you guys have a good bench. So anyway, so then you have Semenyo and Haaland. Semenyo, who was replaced at halftime by Billing last week, so definitely his spot is definitely insecure. So I have already sold Haaland for Watkins. So that's a move that I should have made last week, but that shit happens. So what instead of Pau, but now Pau's injured. So Pau is definitely out, which means Zinchenko will go back into the lineup. And to be fair, Zinchenko should have been there anyway. Yeah, it's just that Pau having the looks very straightforward fixture, which means that I would should have just, if Pau was fit, I would have gone five at the back again. Yeah. So the question is it enough? So this question about Gordon has me a bit concerned. How serious is it? Is it just a temporary? Is it just that he needs a break? Because to if I want to cover for it, I may look at making another transfer. I have two free transfers, as you mentioned. So that second transfer could be Pedro Neto, could be Willian, could be Iwobi. So all these smaller teams who look like they could do stuff. But because I have Haaland, I have a lot of credit. So I could, if I wanted to, upgrade Kluivert to Saka, for example, if I wanted to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or, but I do feel that I can wait for that, and maybe the next week where after they finish playing Liverpool, because 19 to 22nd is Arsenal should have a decent amount of fantasy scoring. So that's it.
Yeah, I think if you ask me, you already made Watkins transfer. I think that's already done. And Zichiko coming for power, it's not that bad. Anyway, but Gordon, if missed, then Clive could come in. So unless you want to address one of those more pay, but I think you can wait next week. Maybe will be another news on injury. You just never know, right? So I think you can roll that another transfer. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Who
So
will
so
be
at
your
the
captain this evening?
Okay, so right now, honestly, my captain is on Salah. I just feel that they've did well in the EFL Cup. So he came in as a sub and scored. Uh, and Gakpo scored. The only person who didn't score was Darwin. But I feel that Liverpool go into the Arsenal match in the right frame of mind. Even Curtis Jones scored. Soboslai scored. Jones scored two actually. So I think and the synergy was there again. So it'd be good to see. Hopefully, you know, go playing at Anfield, they should be able to do well against Arsenal. But so I'm putting my captaincy on Salah because I feel he's gonna step up a gear.
Right, man. Good stuff. Let's take some question before we wrap up.
Yep.
Question from Ben Graham. Did mention about Isaac, man. I actually missed the Isaac news. Like I said, is it worth to hold this week? Surely Wilson won't play 90 minutes for in 10 days or 7 days, so-called. Already used my free transfer
Okay.
for Konza, and Isaac has Luton Forest. But isn't Isaac out?
Yeah. So Graham, I'm receiving news from on the FPL Focal stream that Isaac might be out, or and from other streams as well. So I don't think it's worth the hold. It looks like he could be out, and that's put it at risk. Unfortunately, if Isaac will play, it does mean that Gordon might be pushed into service again. So it is a worry. Yeah, or Matt Ritchie, Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so, but
Yeah.
yeah, you need to find that out because if he is fit, then definitely Luton and Forest are good reasons to hold on to Isaac. But if
Yeah.
he's injured, then yeah, then he's out now.
So basically, Ben saying that if he's out, he might not go for Wilson because he will in terms of minutes. Fair. If you do not have Watkins, you go there because people are going there anyway. Other than that, uh, where else you want to go, right? Because Haaland out, I'm not sure, but I'm going to suggest Solanke because I'm
Yeah,
not too sure.
Solanke.
You can get anything against Forest, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, Solanke. A left field pick would probably be Foster, but Solanke is the safe play.
Okay.
Definitely Solanke.
Right, Zamzuri mentioned, should I captain Watkins? I'm captaining Watkins this week, Zamzuri. So unless you're unsure about Watkins, you can go Azmin pick, which is Salah, the Mr. Consistent. All right. Or if you want to try captaining San, but I won't go captaining San. I have terrible experience on that. What do you think, man?
Yep. So yeah, Captain Watkins. The thing is, Watkins, he should return this week. So it's just a question with whether someone will return more. So that you need to go with your gut or your own feeling as to who you think. Yeah. But Watkins should return.
What happened is if you captain Watkins gonna play tomorrow. Then if Watkins blank, you have to wait Saturday matches until Salah game on midnight. So it could be a painful
Sunday,
ride
yeah.
if Watkins blank.
It's okay. Yeah, I think it's all right because I did it with I captained Sun last week
Yeah,
and had to
yeah.
wait all the way to the end with the Liverpool Manchester United game. Although in my case it didn't hurt because Salah just got one more point than Sun.
Okay, all right. Zamzuri also mentioned bench Simikas or Saliba and Phil Adingra. I guess between Simikas and Saliba, is it? What do you think, me? I prefer
Uh,
person who playing at home, maybe
I think you
Simikas.
should. I think you should play both Simikas and Saliba and don't play Adingra.
Wow, that's a big call. I'm going to suggest I'm going to play Adigra regardless, but I just need to mention which one, Simikas or Saliba. If
For
if,
me, it's
if
just for me, it's just Adingra is gonna face Dean Henderson. I'm sorry.
all right. For me, I'll play Simikas. He playing at home, and Simikas also on set pieces. Don't forget about that. And he's also take some corner, right? Me. So I believe
That's
he
right.
could actually get an odd assist. You just don't know. Okay, Wasim Ben Ahmed asked about Trippier, man. This question for you: Trippier or any Fulham defender?
The thing is with the Fulham defenders, there's no one really spectacular. You just blanking them for the clean sheet and not much else. So has been some disruption to the Fulham defense because with Team Ream out. So no, I would still go for Trippier because the ceiling is higher.
Yeah, I agree with you. Without a doubt, Trippier is the one to get. Two question. Ashke Kumar did ask about what about Gordon, and then Etri also mentioned is Gordon fit. So your latest update from Focal did mention Gordon could be out. I mean, so I
Yeah.
guess
So,
That
so
is
I think we
the
can.
one latest news. But
So I'm not sure what time zone you guys are on, but my advice is to try to find out more, because there's news that continues pouring. We're about to end our stream, but there's still news. There's still a bit of a gap between the now and the deadline. How much is the gap? How much is the gap? How much is the gap? We got 45 minutes, so make good use of it. All right. So I suspect Gordon isn't fit. Yeah. So
last but not least, mate, last question from Venga Dison. Hi, mate. Should I sell me Toma for EOB? I think an interesting one, mate.
yes,
Yes. Do it.
yes, and
Just
do it.
do it, man.
Yes, yes, do it, do it. And now, because with this news of Gordon possibly out, I definitely look at getting a midfielder, and it might just be for EOB as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, mate. Before we wrap up, quickly take a look at our FPL Jedi League. If you haven't joined our league, you can join at league code ZA9F60. Abang C still continue at the top, man. He scored 57 points in game week 17. He is an Arsenal fan. Congrats on that. You're on top of the table, but his team also has performed with 7 points from Dubravka. He has Gabriel Simikas. He got the Udagi points, but he's suspended this week. He got the Lascelles combo.
Yep.
Newcastle backline. Saka Bowen, a nice one, 8 points there. Gordon, Salah, and Son. He captain Son, man. So he missed out that opportunity. Son could actually get something against Forest. But he still has Haaland, man. And he actually partnering with Wisa. Are you predicting that he's going to move Haaland for Watkins, man? Man,
Sorry,
you're
what
on
was
mute.
what was the question?
Are you Abeng C still have Haaland? Do you foresee that he's going to move Haaland for Watkins this week?
Yes, yeah, definitely he should, because Haaland's not going to be out, not going to be in immediately. Yeah, he's still not playing in the Club World Cup, so yeah, definitely.
Right. Other than that, we shout out in the top 10. Kamaran Sid at second place. Abeng H third place, down to third place now. 1, 2, 3 go. He's not joining this stream, but sometimes he join our stream. K1K fifth, Kijang Merah. We have Steel Monster Ranger 7th place. Other than that, SM10, XL 11, and FPL Futi Merah in the top 10. I'm at the 13th place. Hopefully, I can get something this week and appear when the next time we stream. I am closing into top 10. I hope I can. But in terms of gap from first place to my place, it's around 50 points. So means that it's still a big one.
Still, yeah, that's quite a bit. Yeah. Okay.
All right, man. We're going to wrap up our deadline stream. Remember, the deadline will be in 45 minutes time at 2 a.m. Malaysian time. And do finalize your team. And if you're around here, do hit the like button and subscribe to our FPL Jedi YouTube channel. Thank you, Min, for supporting us. Your last word, Min.
Yep. Spend the last 20 minutes or so trying to get enough information on the Gordon thing, and all the best.
Before we wrap up, Min, we just want to mention, Min, you're going to be away abroad, and I'm going to take some Christmas leave, and we might not be around for game week 19 and possibly game week 20 also, Min. So just enjoy your break and enjoy FPL wherever you are, and we wish you all the best. May the force be with you.
Yep, I'll be away. I'll still be tweeting, so yeah, have fun and follow our tweets.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.